Hello, chat. Now it's 2 minutes too early. Oh no. Hold on. Let me just. Okay, there we go. How are y'all doing? Let's start it right away. For our coaching scene, we're going to start with a Rein player. Reinhardt, you know. Hanamura, decent map for Rein. We're looking at Ruff. Oh, I see you're playing with a team. I recognize a few of these.
I could have used a little more time to get ready.
Let's see.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
So I'm playing Rein. You got that Symmetra, I assume you're just gonna try to TP the point. Should go right to teleport the point. It's fine, it's just Symmetra with you. Yes, so you guys probably coordinated the TP. You hold your shield for a second, TP goes down. That took way too long. It's fine, but you already have health and everyone's taking a lot of damage. If you want to make a street rotation, this is usually better if you really want to take your time. But you can put the TP even as far back as here. You don't have to go all the way up here to put the TP down. Like, look at this. We just teleported and we're already dead with a main tank. So let's just call that a mistake on the placement of the TP. We just took too much damage during the rotation. Kill the Zarya dies. I mean, this is great for us. Now they have no Rein and they have no rest for the Rein. So it may actually be winnable. You can charge this distance. I should say don't charge long distances. The reason I'm telling you you can do it is you want to be with your team. And the best way to shorten the distance is charging to your team. Alternatively, you can just go on the Mercy, but Mercy will get away from you. And if they all just like... If they focus your team and ignore you, you can probably get behind them. But you're still a frontline character. That Mercy never realized you were there, huh? That's a bad charge. Like I said, I would say, if you're gonna charge, which is not always the right call, you should always charge into your team, so that you get closer to your team, right? You close the distance and you get value. If you charge away from your team, then your team cannot help you, and you're not being helpful to your team. And yeah, you get stunned. They cannot bubble you or anything. Your team cannot help you because you charge away from them, so none of them can actually see you. But your team is still good. Like, yeah, we won the point, and you can start swinging if you want. Because you're gonna die anyway. Might as well do damage. Yeah, like your pulpo, you're very low. Just go for it. Just start smashing. Team won the fight anyway, which is good, but you didn't do a lot. Like, you basically just shielded people so that we could put the TP down. Which is good, but you should not be, like, at 150 HP when you take the TP. Okay, let's see. If you're gonna play Rein, you go to right. This is really bad. Now we have no healing for this fight, basically. But we rallied, so we might as well commit. So many turns charge away from his team. My game flow. Yeah, charging away from your team. Charging away from your team is the worst idea. You always, if you wanna charge, you either charge very short distances, so you don't go very far, or you charge into your team. We are going because we have rally. They use nano. That Rein's a free kill. Just keep swinging. Just keep swinging. 5 strike. Keep swinging. Like, here's the question: what are you exactly trying to shield? Are you trying to go back and shield the Reaper, who usually doesn't need shield? Reed, as out of I'm sorry, both doesn't need shielding. Like, none of these characters actually need that much shielding. We are already on top of them. If we were trying to close the distance, then yeah, you can shield. But at this point, you don't have to shield. Like, you might as well start swinging and do damage. Rein's pressure comes from his damage, not the fact that he can just stand there and take a lot of damage. You just get close to people and swing your hammer. There is no, like, you've got decent HP. You probably should have been looking at the front line. The Rein is dead. What I'm saying is you're getting very low value. Like, you're getting no value. You should... Shatter is one of the easiest ults to build. Like, hold on. 218. Shatter is so easy to build up. Like... give me Rein. Like, this is... 85. It's so easy to build Shatter. Like, I'm already at 50%. You had 57. It took me 10 seconds at the most to get to 51. You can build Shatter in a single fight. Very easily, but you've got to swing. The enemy Rein already has Shatter, even though they lost the fight. You just swing. You have to be more aggressive. Right now you're holding your shield a lot and you're not getting enough value because you're building Shatter very slow. Wait, what's Hanamura?
Traveling to Hanamura, ready for battle.
Yeah, 280. So yeah, look at this, 57, and it's 2 minutes 26, 2.5 minutes basically, right? And we have 57% shatter charge. Do you see how bad that is? That's really bad. I can build shatter in 15 seconds. If I'm being pocketed by a mercy, right? And like the turbine is, and I'm just swinging. You can build shatter in 15 to 20 seconds. You can build shatter in one fight. From 0 to 100 in one fight. Oh, hello, WoW 2K. But yeah, right now, I'm telling you, you are building shatter way too slow. Like, it's been almost 2 minutes and you've got 70% shatter charge. You basically don't know damage. I guess it's what I'm saying. You got a shield, so no reason to use your own shield, just swing. I guess you try to pin the blade, it's an okay idea. But yeah, again, just swing. This is a long game, this is like 12 CP, I can already tell. Like, we finally got Shatter and it's been almost 2 minutes. And you throw it away as well. I've explained this last time, Shatter can climb like this, but it will not go up like this. It needs like a ramp, or like this counts as a ramp in Overwatch terms. It needs very little steps to go up. It will not just go up this. Like, it would hit this, right, if you shatter this way and these little steps. It would hit this, but what are you trying to shatter here? They've brought him on the high ground, you just throw it away. You just pin for no reason. Just swing and fire strike. Like, 90% of Rein gameplay should be swing and fire strike during fights. You only shield if you're about to die, basically. Like, yeah, shielding here is fine, because you are low on health, and we have no supports left anyway. So, but also, you are shielding, why are you shielding this way? Shield this way, at least, like this, so that you can shield people shooting you from here as well. You literally just looked away from them for 1 second. And if you try to tell me that you were... Forgot you can't go around ramps, that's unfortunate. If you think you're trying to get the shield against the Tracer, Jessica can just go past it. Rein's actually really bad at dealing with Tracer. She has so much movement, it's just... Don't even worry about it, focus somewhere else. Your team is doing great though, like... Nyoxio and Madamada are getting a lot of value. They are just killing everything. And even Panda is participating. Yeah, look at that. And all of this time, we captured both points and you got 124% shatter charge. You are nowhere near enough. You are nowhere near doing enough damage. I mean, you are just standing there and playing extremely defensive. Even when it's right to go aggro, or even when it's not. Like, you are just shielding at the wrong times. You are prioritizing shielding a lot more than swinging. And again, Rein's pressure, Rein's tanking ability doesn't come from the fact that he has a 1600 HP shield. The shield is only a tool to allow you to get close to the enemies. protect your team if you have to, but the shield is really a tool to just allow you to have as much health and your team to have as many resources as possible before the fight actually happens. Once the fight breaks out, then you can shield in case your health goes low, so that your team has time to heal you, to block cooldowns, like a hook, or just to, like, if you are starting to lose too much HP, you can shield for a second to heal. I'm fine with it. But if you have full armor and you're in the middle of a fight, like if you have like any armor, if you're at 280, I believe it's still armor right now. It's 310, I believe. But if you're like at 310 and you still have, so long as you have armor, you don't have to shield. You will stay alive, basically. Like I'm okay with this, but you should be thinking about 5-strike people as they come through. You are just thinking about defending. You are not thinking in the slightest about getting value from your cooldowns, getting value from your swings. Like there you go, that's a 5-strike. Got you. Like you already matched your last Earthshatter charge. Just swing. So just swing. Again, if you have armor, you swing. And especially if you have a Rein in front of you, you just swing. Why? Because you cannot shield the Rein damage anyway. So what are you trying to shield? The Rein? Doesn't make sense. Rein can still hit you to the armor. Just stand here where their team can't get you unless they come through, right? Because if I'm playing Zarya here and the Rein is here instead, behind the cover, then if I want to damage the Rein, I have to go through the choke anyway. But from here, you can still swing at the entrance and the Rein can still swing at you. So the too long don't read is just take the cover and swing at the Rein instead of shielding for no reason. And again, you go out left, people make this mistake a lot. Don't go away from your cover. Your cover is your lifeline, right? Cover is an infinite HP shield. Infinite. So if you're standing here, the Zarya has to go like either here or forward to shoot you. And even if she goes here, all you have to do is take one step back and then she cannot shoot you anymore. And she really has to go into your team. So yeah, your job here is not I'm gonna hold shield until it breaks. Your job here is I'm gonna stand here, maybe here, as close as you can get. Just swing at the Rein. If he pushes me, I just back out slightly if I have to. If I don't, then I can just push back and meet him in the middle. But in either case, you start here, where you can swing at the Rein without being shot. I'm fine with you taking a pick to 5-strike, but then you go back, and this is really bad. You want to be here, because cover. I know this doesn't look like it, but this is a corner. Steady just looks like this. Panda dies, like, should be wall riding. Bad charge, like, it's not a very long charge, but you're charging into the enemy team. So you're probably gonna die here, like if the Zarya right clicks, how much HP do you have? I don't think it's gonna kill you, it's not gonna kill you, but if Zarya right clicks the ground and mauls you, it's 125 damage. So you can see how long you'll go, you got like 19 HP left. Zarya isn't paying attention to you for some reason. But you're still dead, like, there is no getting away from this. Somehow they don't kill you. Like, you went to 15 HP, the Zarya could have melee you, the Rein could have 5-strike you. Does he have 5-strike? He does, so you would be dead. You should be dead. And play here, play here, play here, play here, please. You are so low HP. You have no shield right now. And you're still trying to just stand in the choke. Just play here. You're dead. Yeah, there it goes. Eventually you're bound to die. You're playing very badly, I'll be honest. Like, why are you just standing here and taking all of the damage in the world? Stand here, where if they want to damage you, they got to go past this. Then your team can just shoot them, right? Because they are in the open or behind the Rein shield, but the Rein shield their Rein shield should break before our Rein shield. And through all of this fight, your shield was at 200 HP, and his shield is over half. Should Rein think about his teammates before he uses cover? No, because it is your teammates' job to not be in the open. Like, being in the open is bad. Where should you should be? Well, if you're playing like Torv and you're gonna play here, the rock is fine. Like if you play the rock and you see that your Rein is taking cover, you just stay behind the rock. If you get threatened, you stay behind the rock, right? Cover is for everyone. It's not just for tanks. And so if your Rein needs to back out to get resources, then Rein backs out, and I'm like, well, I'm safe. I got a cover. I think let's take him cover. Now everyone should take cover at all times. Cover is so important. But yeah, basically you just go here and you go like, well, the Rein is backing out for a moment, but of course, so long as Rein is alive, he's still drawing their attention. So I can play from here, I can be safe, because instead of the Rein shield, which is also very far away, I've got like cover here and I can just peek out and shoot, and if I get shot, I'll just back here and wait for support. Or if you're playing Torn in particular, maybe just get out. Like this is also really bad positioning. Should I take in voice that I'm going to take cover? You can be like pushing, backing out. That's fine. It's okay to let your team know. It's not necessary, like if your team doesn't see that you're being pushed, they're kind of blind. At the high ranks it may not be necessary, but it's fine to let them know. Especially at lower ranks, you can be like, yeah, backing out. Right, this is now terrible position. Again, you do not want to be in the open. Where should Anna be? Anna should be playing here. Where again, she can affect people this way, right? She can just peek and shoot this way. She can affect people this way. She can come here and peek if she has to, but also just from here, or she can shoot to the high ground as well. People should be on the high ground, but there's no one, so that's unfortunate. And from here, she's safe. She doesn't need the Rein shield, right? No one actually needs the Rein shield in this game. If you find yourself overusing the Rein shield, then that's a problem, because you shouldn't be. Anna playing here will not need the Rein shield. If Thor wants to play on this island, he can play here or here, hold this island anyway, and has cover and safe retreats to Diana or a mini or whatever he wants. We got a Reaper. Reaper can play with the Rein, but Reaper will probably not be in front of the Rein. Alternatively, Reaper can just take a flank, and if he takes a flank, he will not be using the Rein shield anyway. Lucio doesn't need Rein shield, and again, Roadhog should be using cover, but also should not be on the front line. Maybe on the front line, depends on what you want. But like this Lucio's holding point, so he's probably just got enough cover here. If he's on the high ground, then Roadhog just holds the high ground and is not using Rein shield. Swing the hammer until you're enough armor, then you should use cover. Depends on the situation, like, there is no guaranteed rule of thought, but in general, I'd say if you still have armor, you are clean to swing if you want to. Because armor, really. Armor reduces a lot of the incoming damage, especially from heroes like Reaper, Torjorn, Roadhog, right? You've got to be aware that as soon as you start taking damage, if you are like 350, as soon as you start taking damage, you got to start retreating. Because, well, you need to heal at that point. So you want to tighten. But especially having a Lucio, and when they don't, it shouldn't be a problem. All you've got to do is, like, if you want to coordinate with Lucio, then yeah, you definitely should be like, back out. And Lucio should just speed you out, and you will do like, and the Rein will be like, oh, I'm very slow, I'm catching up. No, I'm not. Because with a Lucio's job is basically just moving Rein around in most Rein compositions. So just take the Lucio somewhere. But yeah, the way... No, just honestly, just the normal speed mode is like a 30% speed burst, which means that you are 30% faster than the Rein have. So the Rein, if he tries to chase you, you just go away faster. The E ability is called Amp, and honestly, you should not use it like just to move around like this, unless they also have a Lucio. And if they have a Lucio and you really need to get away, then you can amp away. But it's very situational and not reviewing Lucio anyway. We are looking at Rein. In the case, swing, please swing. All of that tangent was just to tell you to swing. Because you are being extremely defensive and not using cover. So you are being defensive in the wrong way. Come back. Again, no reason to charge in the out in the open like this. If you want to charge, you should charge beforehand, and then just don't. Like if you're here, maybe you can charge from here to here if you want to get a bit faster, but the animation next to it is not a lot faster, and if you get hooked or shattered or stuck or slapped, it's not great. Also, you never go main. Unless you got a high mobility character. If you got Ball, you can go main. If you got Tracer, you can go main. If you got Diva, Monkey, you can go main. Because you just make this in a second. But with Rein is a lot slower, and you have no way of altering. He's very predictable. If you want to charge, it's very predictable. So with Rein, you just go this way. With Sigma, you just go this way. Unless you know for certain there's no idea, then you can go this way, but Rein is still better this way. Sigma is okay this way because Sigma takes an off angle. Orisa definitely wants to go this way. Saria, again, Saria, Rotho can take this just for the off angle. Doing this is fine. Like, someone said you can come from the right side of the pan. It is faster. Yeah, you can charge this way instead. Like, you can come all the way up here, then just charge here, and then come here. It is a little bit faster, but because you've got to make this longer rotation without the charge, whereas here you can just charge all the way here, it's only slightly faster for Rein. Other heroes probably have this a lot faster, but for Rein, just a little bit faster. So I'm not gonna harp on that one. You got sled because you charge main. Solo Shatter the Mercy, this is a bad idea. This is a lost fight. We already know that it's a lost fight. We lost Yokshu early on, 2 people have died, but we lost Panda before you re-engaged. Why are you using ultimates? You're dead. You didn't even get killed the Mercy because you are so dead. So the children don't really... Don't shatter like that. The fight is lost. If the fight is lost and you want a stall point, sure, stall point, but don't use your ultimates. It's a lost fight. That's how I just killed herself. This, that she killed herself is really good for us because she had high charge. Why did you give up the high ground here? If you're gonna play Rein on second, this is like the only place you can start. If they come this way, you can rotate. If they come this way, you can rotate, right? But you cannot come back up here. With Rein, you start here because if they come this way, which is most likely what they are gonna do, if you want to get back up here, when you see where they're going, it's gonna take you a long while. Whereas if you start here, getting here is very simple, getting here is very simple, just jump down. But getting back up is very, very difficult. It looks like you're going back up and they haven't engaged yet, but look at how much pressure we're losing. You could be here, you could have 5-stroke already, right? You're missing out on all of this pressure. When they go through this choke, it's a very tight choke, you just 5-strike and get all of them, literally. Also, being here allows your team to shoot behind you as well. You got a Reaper, you got a Torv, Torv is really good at spamming, but this is really good at spamming. If you're here, even if you're just holding your shield from this side, and this is one of the situations where you can use your shield for your team, your shield goes through walls, so it will block this anyway, and so long as you are coordinating with your team can be here shooting, then you can be like, okay, my shield is at half, shield is fine staying on lamp, my shield is at half, I'm gonna take it out, and then your team just gets out, and you got the 5-strike, then you stood here, your team uses your shield to spam down. Then when your shield is half, you're like, okay, back out. Your team gets out, you put here, and in the time that it takes them to do this, you go 5-strike again, so you go, you know what? I'm going to 5-strike again, so I get twice as much value from this 5-strike. A single 5-strike is about 7% charge. If you get it 5 people, let's say you don't get 6, let's say you get 5 people. Actually, let's go with 4, because maybe Saria uses a bubble, right? If Saria uses a bubble, that's great for us. But if let's assume she uses 1 bubble, or Genji uses deflect, and they dodge 1. They dodge 2 instead of 1. 7% times 4 is 28%. Times 2, because if you are here at the beginning, you can 5 strike when they come to this, and then you can 5 strike again when they come to this. Which is 28 times 2 is 56 odd percentage from 2 5 strikes. If you're power boosted, which you cannot be because you have a mercy, but if you have a mercy, it will be about from 56, it will be 15, 16, about 71% 5 strike charge just from 2 5 strike. Just by 5 striking this choke and this choke over here and over here, you can get like 70% ult charge if you are power boosted by mercy. Not to mention if you are like, if you got any of these ults, you can just kill people, alright? Instead, like, yeah, that's a good 5 stack. And you get like a little bit of charge, but because they've already walked to the choke, at the very least their Rein has already walked to the choke, you don't get as much value as you could have. Then you just shield a little bit, which is fine. I'm glad they are not pushing very fast. They use grab, but we use Kamis. This is pretty good. Like, this is a very tight corridor, so using the turbo here is really solid. It may not kill anyone, but it, like, you see, it puts out of pressure on the Rein in this area. They usually use grab, they use bulk, and we still got a kill from the Torb. That probably would have happened even without the Kamis. Torb is, not sure you're being very aggro here, but I'm fine with it. Like, on defense, you can afford to be aggro and trade, because trades are in your favor, right? Like, yeah, I'm actually very okay with this. The problem is that if we don't push this, then they just rest and they are 1 up. So we should push this and try to get value out of it. So again, I'm fine with you pushing, but look at the front line. Always look at the front line. If there is a flanker or something, it's not your job. Because you are a frontline character. To get Rein, we invest another ultimate. I don't think that's necessary, but you know what? To clean up the fight, maybe yes. At the very least, we prevented the rest, which means that we get Torb back before they get Tracers. Bastion is a weird choice. Can work, I guess, on Havana second, but not ideal. Shatter this area here. If you want to, you can just shatter. Like, they use ults. Like, she's already got 60% back, that's insane. We use ults. If you want to shatter just to make sure that we win the fight, you can do that. You get stuck and you're dead. So here I'm gonna say, first you got to the fight too late because you dropped, then you had to come here, then you didn't have challenge time, and then you just gave them free space. We got the trades, then I guess we retreated when our Bab died, but you can still, you have an Ana, it's not like you have no healing. You can just play here instead. Play here, again, use the choke. If they try to come through, they're still down, well, not Tracer, Tracer's already back, so they are actually not down anyone. But you can just play the choke, play safe. Again, use cover, like if you go this way, especially as you're going up the stairs, like what is true for the offense, that the stairs are very restrictive and very close, so it's very easy to hit people, becomes true for you. Because if you're going up the stairs, then you can get shot very easily. So instead, if you're being pushed back, instead of going that way, just stand here. This is free cover, free time to recover, and if they can try to come to you, just swing and you get a lot of value. They use Shatter, which is good for us. The fight is definitely lost, so... So basically our team winning or losing this point relies on our Shatter. We use Nano on the ball, which is okay. Why Shatter here? Two things. First, you jumped and then Shatter, which is the enemy Rein were like, hold on. I think if you hadn't Shattered here, you would have actually been able to... I mean, if you hadn't jumped here, you would have actually been able to hit the Shatter. So, this is you. You jump, you Shatter in the air. Wait, no. Yeah, you jump, and you Shatter in the air. And the enemy Rein is who is mid-swing. It's like, oh, I have enough time to put on my shield. Like, literally just enough time. If you had not jumped, you would have been a lot faster in getting the shatter out, and you would have got good on the Rein. So stop jumping. If either Rein has shatter, you do not jump. Neither Rein jumps. Because jumping makes shatter take longer, and jumping means shatter goes under you. So if shatter is in play, you don't jump. Like, always. Never jump. Every single time. Never jump. By the way, again, you could have shattered Rein. Just don't jump. Stop jumping. And you go for another jump again. See what I mean? Why do you keep jumping? Jumping makes you predictable. Jumping makes you easier to hit for a second. And jumping means you get shattered and your shatter takes so much time. You could have won this if you had shattered Rein, maybe charge him into the corner, kill the Rein, then you turn around. Genji has a harder time killing people because they don't have enough point present. Yeah, maybe he kills one of these, but then he has to come to you and you are gonna be like, oh, just hammer you. Come back with Diva Monkey, by the way. Yeah, you go Monkey. Fuck the jump, we don't talk about it. Yeah, I said that. Like, if you jump, Shatter goes under you. So, yeah, several reasons not to shatter. You get grabbed, that's okay. Don't fuck up the jump, I guess, that's what I can tell you on the Monkey, but looks like a nice fight. We just stall for as long as possible. Oh, the stall Roadhog. Believe it or not, I'm actually okay with the stall Roadhog. He has a lot of point presence and he's hard to kill. So I'm okay with it. He's a slow character, so if you cannot get back to the point, it's probably not great. But since you already got people contesting the point, I'm okay with it. Don't worry about that. Your point presence, you just take cover and try to kill everything that comes to point. Looks like it may actually be a fight one for us. Good hook, but you have no ammo. Yeah, you managed to recover, and it wasn't thing. I'm being brutally honest. It wasn't thanks to you. Where should Rein position? Point seems to open with no covers. When it's like that and you're just trying to stall point, you just shield. You should swing, shield, try to contest point for as soon as possible. You know you're not gonna survive. Like, yeah, if you want better positions, point is very open. You could play here. Here is okay because you got cover from this area. And if you have to rotate to this area, you got cover here. But it's just, at that point, it's just a brawl. You just try to get as much value as you can. You shield what you can shield, you do as much damage as you can, and you just try to help. It's not like there's a very... Once a fight has broken off, after you lose a fight and you're in stall mode, you just try to get as much value as you can. There is no ideal position to take. Like, this is good, especially if you can play here as well. But it's gonna be very hard getting here because people are usually going to be on point. So you just drop, contest the point, shield if you have to, swing what you can, get as much value as you can in that time. We go back to Rein. Again, I'm okay with this. You go out with 5 strike before the fight starts. Now we throw another one. You hit only one, but I'm okay with it. What are you swinging at? I mean, what are you shielding? The Tracer's behind you, so... Oh, she actually threw the pulse bomb at your shield, which is fine, but not so much on you as it is on her. What is this? What is this charge? Don't do this! At the very least, charge here or here. Oh, thank you for the follow, Enda. So yeah, the reason I wanted to just here or here is that this, like I said, is very easy for the enemy to shoot you here, and you're very low health. I would not have charged at all. I would back away from the Rein and shield, because we got a Reaper on the Rein. The Rein cannot chase you. If the Rein chases you, he dies to the Reaper, right? So once you are here, then you can be like, okay, I got time to heal, because the Reaper will usually just kill the Rein. But this is a weird charge, and you gave him the free shatter. Remember when I said what you want to do is just walk back and shield? Yeah. You may have thrown this fight. You get killed because, of course, you just charge into the in front of the entire enemy team, 2 of your teammates get shattered. Thankfully, the Rein is also oblivious to the fact that there's a Reaper killing him, and he dies before getting a pick. That's a great hook, honestly. And Hanamura just won the fight. Hanamura is a great Reaper player. But basically, you could have lost that so easily if Hanamura hadn't saved your ass. I don't know what to say. Stop charging into the enemy team. Stop charging away from your team. Use cover more. Swing more. There's a lot of things to go over on this one. I'm gonna start with use cover more. Using cover will allow you to have better shield, and it will be easier for you to manage your position, your coolness, and your aggressiveness, because, well, you just swing at them when they come to the choke. So manage your position a bit more. I think it's what's gonna get you the most value. Again, I'm okay with you going out to a fast strike, because so long as you get back fast, which you do, go back. No, go back right away. No, what are you doing? Go back right away. You get hooked, you get damaged. Go back right away. You fast strike. I'm okay with you going up here to fast strike at this rotate, but then you just come back here, because again, you just really want to start here. Even here is better, but just doing this and just staying here for too long is bad. Like, honestly, just come back up. I'm okay with this. We are trying to take cover. I take it back. You are not trying to take cover. You are just trying to hold this choke. Take cover. Play here. If they come to the choke, you swing at them, you fast strike, do whatever you want. You don't have to be here where they can see you and shoot at you forever. Just be here instead, where they cannot see you. And if they come through, they get... I'm okay with this charge even. It's not ideal, again, I don't want you to charge into them, but you can get value out of it. Why charge into them? Again, because you were here, you had to charge into them. You were here, you could just charge into the wall. Genji blades, and we have no supports now. You try to go for a shot at a low health. I'll be honest, there's just so many things to fix with your gameplay. But again, I think the biggest one is just use cover more. If you use cover more, at the very least, you will also get the advantage of getting more resources when the engage happens on choke. Should have gone ball here, you didn't go ball, so you're not gonna touch. Should have gone ball, always go ball if you can, and if you need to recontest. We are like halfway through this only. Why are we here? You got a little... Can you get the fast strike? You do, that's good. Like 7% dodge charge before. This is like gold. I think it's mid gold. Maybe low plat. Somewhere in the 23 to 2600 range. Usually they use the left fire first fire strike. It's not a big deal. Either way is fine, and honestly at higher ranks I would not expect you to get any percentage. But there is 2 things you can do. Even if you're here, this is fine. Like, I assume you mean from here. The problem with this is that you have to charge to get back out. So you're using a cooldown. And yeah, you make it a little bit more extra charge, but at high ranks, it's not great. Also, they can see you very easily. So you may get slept or succeed or something. Which would be really bad. I assume you just go fast strike then charge out, but maybe you'll get unlucky. In the case, I'm fine with either so long as you get out. But the higher you get, the less value you're gonna get from the fire strike. So it's usually better to play here because it's safer. You can go back to the corner right away. So you just throw the fire strike, you get back. And also as you're backing out, because you don't have to charge, you can be like, okay, I can shield, peek around the shield, and see what they have. I can just see, you get the extra advantage of seeing maybe 2 or 3 heroes. Do you recommend sneaky charges in the route? I hate them. I hate them. Like doing charging like this or charging like this, I hate it. A lot of people do it, and you'll see even high ranked players do it, but it's more for the entertainment value than for the actual gameplay value. Because at high ranks, if someone is like, there's a Rein here, then the Rein just goes like, I'm gonna counter charge him. When he tries to charge, and then you're dead because you're in the middle of the enemy team. Whereas the Rein is just here, and yeah, he may die, but if you die, then you are just lost. You are trading. If you both die, trading is usually better for the attack on first point. They just get to run you over. Yeah. You just lose your front line. If you're on attack, you always need to check it. If you're on attack, you should check this spot. And it's not very difficult. If you're playing Rein, all you do is be like, whoop, I see someone, I don't see someone. See someone, don't see someone. You didn't even have to drop the shield. Just hold right click, look left, look up. Okay, no one, we go. If they're playing here, then it takes longer. And if there's no one here, just run in. So you do it late anyway. Great trick from Hanamura. Going way too far forward. Literally in the middle of the enemy team, you should be here still. If you want to step here to swing, I'm okay with it, but you got to be within one step of safety. If you're playing Rein, you want to be as close to safety as possible at all times, right? And this is very far away. I know it doesn't look it, but this is very far away. There's a Zarya in the middle of the... there's a Zarya between you and your team, which means you are not getting no healing and no support. You went past the choke, you are not in cover, this is very dangerous. You could have gotten killed, and then you go for the cheap pin again. The pin is just not good, because again, you're getting far away from safety. You are exposing yourself. Swing, swing, swing. You are just... Why are you walking this all times? You're like, I gotta keep moving, I gotta keep... You don't have to keep moving, you can just be like here. You can just stack up against this wall and be like, oops, swing, swing, swing. Go back if I have to, swing, 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 come back if I have to. Yeah, you're getting healing. What's this charge? Don't do that. Never do that. Never do that again. This is like the epitome of all the problem. Charge away from your team, into their team, away from the line of sight, with a McCree and an Ana on their team, so you can be slept and succeed very easily, and with a Zarya that could have bubbled the Rein to get the no value from your pin. And yeah, you just die. That's a terrible charge. They're right. Hanamura, by the way, Hanamura is making up for your throwing. Hanamura is still a pretty good player. They rest Rein, your team cannot rest you. Don't charge like that. Like, the way to get out of spawn with Rein is you either go right. The problem is, of course, you can't use your charge until you're up here, which is what makes this only slightly faster for Rein than the main path. But honestly, the way I usually do it is I'll just come back here, charge, and then from here I can charge all the way to the pagoda over here almost. Like I can get all the way here, then I can just come back to the fight this way, and it's only slightly slower, but it gives you two benefits. One is that you'll have your charge cooldown faster, and the second one is that you get to see what's going on before you engage in the fight. Because if you come here, then you got more options, right? So yeah, I said this before, but the problem there is that you still have to wait. I like coming here because it gives more options. I can go this way, I can go this way, which I said is not great, but if you know there's no one here, and you can see the fight, which is the big thing, you can be like, okay, yeah, I can decide. If you come this way, you don't have a lot of options. You can be like, well, I can kinda see what's going on, but my options are I go to point or I go to point. And even if you charge off the wall, you still need to charge to do this, so it's not a lot faster. You have to wait for the cooldown anyway. Like, you'd be like, okay, now I got 10 seconds of charge. 9, 8, 7, you see, it's not very much faster. If it's faster at all. You do the thing, you charge. This is a lost fight though, like, look at your team. 1, 2, 3 down. Lost fight! Lost fight! Why did you shatter that? There's no reason for you. This is the second time you use shatter when you absolutely didn't have to, and you got 2 HP. It's a lost fight. Just jump off. Don't do this ever. Again, even if you think you're coming, don't commit to dropping until you know they're coming this way. Like, you can drop 2 seconds later, or you can just be here. Imagine if you had something I really like to do is, if my enemies decide to push main, and I know I have shatter, I'll just be like, okay, I'm gonna wait for them to go, right? Are we confirmed that they're coming this way? Yeah. Mariana told me they're coming this way. I'll jump here, and I'll wait here. And when the Rein goes forward, I'll just drop and shatter everyone behind him. I'll be like, boom, land, trigger the Rein if I have to. You can even charge if you want to, like, something like this, something like this. I usually just go, boop, shatter everything. When the Rein is here, I just go like, jump, drop, shatter, boom, everything shatter. It's very, very cheeky, but that's just one of the reasons I'm telling you to stay on the high ground. Until it's confirmed that it's come this way, you just have more options. You got the option to drop to the point, you got the option to charge here if you want. Like, charging here may knock people off the bridge, and when people are here, it's they basically useless to the fight, so it may be like, instead of a 6v6, it may be like, oh, I just charged 2 people off. I didn't kill anyone, and I may die for it, but my team is now fighting a 5v3, so it's an advantage for them, and we probably won the fight. Like what Mama's doing, right? He drop off the high ground, got some value, got out, and Reaper has a vertical mobility, so he doesn't worry. So he doesn't have to worry about being on low. Good block. Again, though, stop jumping. If there's someone behind you, you'd get. I think that what saved you actually is this, but not saved you, but it would have blocked it. But stop jumping, because if there's someone behind you, it could have gone through and gotten shot up. We are both nano, but he's purple, so we just push forward and kill him. Just swing and kill him. Just swing and kill him. It's fine. Hanamura got value again. Hanamura is honestly just carrying this game. We got a Symmetra again. Are we going right to TP? Looks like we are. Fire Strike is fine. You get a little value. You are too far ahead of your team right now. Wait for your team. Okay. Now you just, again, you are losing value because basically charging here and poking means that you are trading resources before your team can. Just stand here. Wait for your team. Like, I'm fine with you fire striking if you want to, like here before us, you move here. If you just go fire strike, boom, and then just wait here, that's fine. I see a lot of people are very reluctant if they have to wait, but you can wait 2 seconds. We TP again. This time by the way, you should be the first to TP. You're waiting too long. It's the other way around. You don't shield your team when your team is TPing. You just TP first behind them to put pressure on the backline. And instead of needing your shield, your team just goes through. And jumping at height, she got booped by the Farah rocket. And you even lost the TP because you took so long. Is it still there? I don't think, yeah, it's that Sana. You lost the TP because it took so long. Now your brawl team is split in 2. You got your tanks on one side and you got the damage on the other. So this is really bad. Just take the goddamn TP, please. This may be winnable. Also, there's a fire behind you. It's not your job, but you know, if you're gonna shield up a little bit. That's useless. I know you think you're getting value by charging that Rein, but again, you're charging a very few team resources. Your Rein is dead though, which is unfortunate, but you got low HP. They may just kill you. Rein has all of the healing he could want. And they got the rest, even if you kill the Rein and the fight is yours, they just got the rest. So they go, boop, rest. This is good. This is the only character you could have killed that may have given you value for the next fight. So you lose the fight, you killed it. It was obviously a lost fight at that point. You still kill the Mercy, which is solid. I've got Shatter, which is fine. I'm fine with this, we just wait. I don't know why your Zarya is feeding, it's fine though, it's not your fault. I will say, if you want to wait, you can just wait here instead. Waiting here has two advantages. One is that if someone is getting chased, you can try to help them. The second one is, when you decide to engage, you don't have to take this damage. Again, the shorter the rotation you want to make for the engage of the fight, the better. So I'm okay with you waiting. There's better positions for waiting. But I'm fine with this. Your team's together, and again, see, this is what I mean. Because you had to push here. It's not a lot, but your Zarya lost 100 HP, and you lost 250 shields. Again, it's not very big, but it may have an impact. You could have saved those resources by just being here. That's a very coordinated shadow. And I don't think either of them is gonna get any value, which is hilarious. Oh, you got the Ana! Where's the Ana? Look how far she was. That's unlucky. She was on the very little edge of the shadow. You literally got neither of the tanks who were standing in front of you. But because it's so big, it got the Ana at the very, very back. Who, by the way, is not gonna die. Like, there's no way anyone kills her. But at the very least, their tanks are not gonna get value. Also, you push so far forward. Your team is not following you in any way, and his shatter got no value. But, man. It's honestly just unfortunate. Like, anyway, remember shatter can go upstairs? Like, even, I believe even this is enough for... Yeah, shatter can go up even this. Not this. This one is too big for shatter. You can see that it stops here. But because it's a cone, you are still getting like all of this. And this is shorter because of the snow, so it goes up here as well. Unlucky Ana. It's value, and you get nano as well. So now we just push forward. Push forward, push forward. No, please do not. Never charge when you're nano. You get so much more value from just swinging. A single swing that hits two people when you're nanoed is about 130 damage, around 100. I think exactly is 85, so half is 42.5. So you have to do that, it's 127.5 per swing. But a single swing is almost 130 damage. You swing, you fire strike, you swing again, it's 500 damage to everyone in their team. Charge is 500 damage to a single person, and it's very risky, and it takes a lot of time of your nano. And you can chill, then your team is vulnerable, etc, etc. So, yeah, this is very, very bad play. Still, though, I know I've worked on, I've talked about, I know I've talked about a lot of issues today. I think the one that will make the biggest impact in your play is playing with corners. Just play with the corner, play with cover. Why stand in the open like this? At the very least, if you want to make sure your team behind you is safe, at the very least you should be standing here. So that they only get your team when you start pushing forward. And the same goes for your team, right? Like, why is Diana here? Diana should be coming this way. Soldier is doing the right thing. Reaper is fine, because Reaper is probably going to go for a flank here. But yeah, look at this. Like, people were so far left that you standing here did nothing. It's fine. We have used so many resources right now. We used the heal. Oh my god, you started the charge again. Why are you charging so much? Honestly, you are one of those Reins that I would just recommend throw your shift key away. Stop, please. That's a lost fight. Yeah. At the very least, they used morals than they had to. Because grab Molten Core would have been a one fight. In 90% of the cases, if you get two people on the grab, then you just Molten Core on the ground and they just die, right? But they also use Shatter and Valk. So they're gonna have no ults for next fight. And of course, this is a lost fight. We just die here. So they got no ults. They used everything on that go, and we still have 2 minutes to go. And we got grab Visor blows from a Nano. Don't go, by the way, just wait. Like, why are you so far away from... I play with corners. Play safe. Being here means that if you want to be safe, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, and then from here you go to get here anyway. Instead, you're just standing here and being like, hey, break my shield before the fight even starts. Your Reaper is not ready yet. Your Reaper is still respawning. Wait for your Reaper. Wait for your Reaper. You're trading. You're losing so many resources, even though your Reaper is not with you. You are taking a 5v6 because you're going forward. Teams follow their main tank. If you go forward, your team will go forward with you. And because you're going forward too early, you are going into a 5v6. And you, of course, you are losing because you are down one person. Now our Moira is going to have no healing. Our Ana is going to have no nade. Zarya may have charge, but that's about it. She may not even have the bubbles for the next fight. And you still go forward. Instead of waiting for the healing, you still go forward and get killed. Please, wait. Be patient. You don't have to always be doing something. You can wait. We got... Oh my god. Stop going forward, everyone. This is unfortunate, but again, you're playing in the open. Back out. Especially without the Rein. And again, you're going forward. We lost 2 people. We should be going backwards. But we're committing to this. And they have ults now because we lost the fight where we shouldn't have a... We spent... By the way, okay. So, I want to go over this. Because you were going aggro, at 2 minutes, when you were 1 person down, we kept trying to take fights at a disadvantage. Even though we had all of their ults and all of our ults and they had none. All we had to do was group up a 6, push, press Q, we win the point. But because it's taking us so long and because you've put so many resources away, they got grabbed, they got brushed, they got nano, they almost got shatter again. This is really, really bad and it's your fault. And they rest Rein because they got a free pass. Farah may not be here if we come back fast enough. But you got to wait for your team. Also looks like we should be doing like this. This enough should be a 5 win. They got nothing to protect against it. And their front line is playing together. If you have to, just nano someone, but Crab Blossom should be enough. Like, I don't know where your Zarya is, but first you're still going too far forward. Like, play with your team. Like, your team is, because you charge, your team is nowhere near you. Charge is a faster movement than anyone in your team has. Except Soldier, who's going to the high ground, which is an okay call. Like, this is a good position for Soldier. You get to shoot at everyone, and you got cover, you got a self-heal, of course. Stop doing this. Wait for your team. And then you shatter. You got the Zarya somehow. It went down this little ramp, I got the Zarya. But honestly, don't just do that. Stop thinking Shatter is like, oh, I'm gonna just hope that the Rein drops the shield at the perfect time. No, you got to create your own opportunities with Shatter. It's not at rolling the dice and see if it works. Create your own opportunities. This is called Plat. I've seen Reins playing 5 Platinum Diamond like this. Yeah, it happens. Like, they may not be good Rein players, regardless. I've seen Masters play like this, like, on console, but, you know. It's the Rein basics. And they may be really good at other heroes, but they're really bad at Rein because Rein is just not like other heroes. Like, each hero is different. In the case, stop using this. You've got to create opportunities for your shatter, right? You have to think, well, how do I create an opportunity? If I just push forward on shatter, it's not gonna do anything. Got this area, like you roll the dice 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. I guess 4 times, and you got one raw, one nat 20, basically. But don't do that. Even if you did, oh my god, what is crap? Hey, got the tanks. It's fine. Got the tanks. And I'm glad they shattered you and not the backline. Like, how did you get shit by their shatter? So a little tidbit: whenever a Rein gets grabbed, he's likely to shatter. Also, if you're a Rein and you get grabbed, shatter. Both things are true, because when you are grabbed, like the red team grabs the blue Rein, it's a blue Rein. You know that the red Rein is going to get very aggressive because you shatter. So he's going to forget about his shield, and you get a free shatter, and maybe you just turn the fight around. On the other hand, if you're the red Rein, well, let's go forward to the point where I'm actually talking about it. Just slightly behind this, for the one should be. Blah 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 blah. Shatter misses. Grab. So if you're the red Rein, you should be careful because the blue Rein is probably going to shatter, thinking that you're going to go aggro and forget about the shield. And instead, you do just go, like, look, you just go aggro and forget about the shield. And of course, he has shatter. And he hits 3 people. 2 people. I thought the Iron got hit, but she didn't. And just got booed by the Pharah. But Nano Reaper is probably going to bring the fight to our side. So again, you could have lost that really bad. If you press B, you can change the amount of time it goes forward and backwards. Oh, you're correct. Let's just go for 10 seconds. I didn't realize that was a setting. I knew you could press B and see settings, but I didn't realize that was a setting. It's probably somewhat new. It didn't used to be there before. We get the point. With 30 seconds left, by the way, we could have, if for another party, I got it. We could have gotten with 2 minutes remaining. We just wait for the team, but we got like 10 seconds remaining. And now we got nulls. They got the Torvald, which is okay. But if we push the right, we lose. So we can't push the right because Torvald. We have to push main. 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 Oh my god, you're just taking time. Okay, it's fine to take time. Because it is a fight. But you got to be mindful. Like the fact that they got a Torvald here, and the fact that you got to touch point in 15 seconds, means you have to act now. There's Torvald. Is it a lost fight? I believe it probably is, because it's a very tight choke and we are low on health already. Yep, kills Panda, lost fight. And lost fight, but the last fight, you know. You try to peel and kill the Rein, it's the only thing you can do, but you die anyway. And it's a draw, everyone! So much. 20-minute game for a draw, 1 hour and 5-minute review for a draw. Unfortunate. But there are so many things to fix with your ramp play. And like I said, the biggest thing I think is playing around corners and cover. Because it's infinite HP shields and they're usually next to the chokes. So it will also help you mash your aggression. As in doing more of it because you're playing too defensive. Knowing that you can back out to safety is really good when you want to mash your aggression. Like I said this earlier, if you have armor, you usually want to swing because if you are 1 step away from safety, you can just back out. But if you have armor and you are in the middle of the enemy team, you're probably gonna die, right? Like if you swing. So it's dependent on where you are, what your situation is. And playing closer to cover will usually mean that you can go more aggressive because you just got more resources to work with. More resources as in an infinite HP cover that will never ever break. Okay. Let's take a short break. Then I'll do Fake Rabbit. Or I love K-pop boys and chat. Short break.